already play a Zelda game for the first time on this? Oh, that's not true. We played Breath of the Wild. Oh, we did Majora's Mask like a couple years, like a number of years ago. God, we need to do Majora's Mask again. Fuck. Fuck, I want to do Majora's Mask again now. It's been the first Zelda game in a while. Cookie, it's fine. You can be EP. I allow this. We're gonna have the stream on Friday too. By the way, let me know if the game's too loud. I have it scaled for DMC5. Hey, it's that guy. Does he have me blocked on? Hold on. I don't think he has me blocked on Twitter. Does he have me blocked on Twitter? Let's see. Becky. Kamiya does not have me blocked on Twitter. Long, long ago, a tiny hamlet known as Kamiki lay nestled in a grove of proud and beautiful cherry blossoms. Each and every tree around the quiet burg was honored as a god. However, the village was not without its dark secrets. Oh, I'm gonna have to do fucking voices, aren't I? Not afraid at all. I am a great cat, thank you. Did I say this line? I didn't say this line. However, the village was not without its dark secrets. Orochimaru. To satiate the appetite of Orochi, a fearsome cave-dwelling beast, a young maiden was offered as a sacrifice at the annual festival. With a body like a mountain and 8 heads mounted on necks the size of tree trunks, its blood-red eyes alone were said to curse anyone who gazed into them. No one dared disobey the horrific beast. I also love the Banjo-Kazooie style voice noises, yeah. When the night of the sacrifice drew near, a mysterious white wolf appeared outside the village. This wolf, its coat as brilliant as snow, was dubbed Shiranui. The wolf kept a watchful eye on anyone who ventured outside the village, and made a habit of patrolling the streets at night. People assumed the wolf to be a familiar of Orochi. One villager took it upon himself to face the fearsome Shiranui. The warrior Nagi attempted many times to challenge the wolf, but his attempts were thwarted by Shiranui's swift movements. Get rocked, idiot. Before long, the night of the accursed festival had arrived. A white-plumed arrow heralded the coming sacrifice. Piercing the sky, the arrow sunk its shaft squarely into the home of Nami, the village's most beautiful maiden and the navigator for a really sick pirate ship. Nagi, harboring a secret love for Nami, was enraged by this sign. Determined to put an end to Orochi once and for all, Nagi traveled to the beast's cave in place of his beloved. By the way, I just read Arlong Park in One Piece. That arc's so fucking sick. The Moon Cave, a place as dark as evil itself, served as Orochi's home. As Nagi stood bravely before the entrance, a beast appeared, eyes glowing crimson upon 8 thrashing necks. Oh, named after Izanagi and Izanami! Oh, that makes so much fucking sense, I never picked up on that! Orochi stood tall before him, anxious for another sacrifice. Nagi leapt with incredible grace, swinging his blade valiantly. On and on he sliced, well into the moonless night. But Orochi's hide was like steel. The blade left nary a scratch. At long last, Nagi, his energy spent from the intense battle, dropped to his knees, fatigued and gasping for breath. He knew he was staring death in the face. It was then that the wolf appeared. As if to protect Nagi, it stood its ground before Orochi. In the darkness of the cave, the wolf's coat shone brilliantly. Alas, it was Shiranui, the wolf that dwelled outside the village. Bearing its fearsome claws, Shiranui leapt toward Orochi. Orochi reared its terrifying heads, readying its fangs for battle. Two beasts struggled wildly, thrashing in the darkness. Mysterious and terrifying, the spectacle continued. Shiranui summoned gusts of divine wind to counter Orochi's flames. Oh! Let's see the mechanics in action. As Orochi closed in on Shiranui, sharpened claws glistening, a gigantic tree suddenly sprouted forth, shielding the wolf. Shiranui fought gallantly to gain the upper hand. However, Orochi, protected by a mystical power, was not easily bested. Shiranui, covered in gashes, majestic coat dyed crimson, stood exhausted before the mighty Orochi. Orochi saw a chance to strike what would be the final blow, but Shiranui refused to give in. With its last ounce of strength, the majestic wolf gazed heavenward and unleashed a mighty howl. Suddenly, the black clouds overhead dissipated. The light from above glinted off Nagi's sword as a beacon of hope. That's literally the symbol that's on a Bayonetta's chest. Guided by his sword, Nagi, who had been taking shelter in the shadows, stood proudly to face his adversary. Channeling all his strength into his scarred and battered arms, he leapt ferociously toward Orochi, his sword poised high. The golden sword danced in his hands like a puppet on a string. One by one, Orochi's fearsome heads separated from their owner. Orochi's broken body collapsed in a lake of its own blood. In that instant, the curse that plagued the villagers was lifted. As the battle subsided, the sun shone once again in the sky. Shiranui had succumbed to Orochi's poison and struggled to breathe. Nagi scooped the beast into his arms and returned to Kamiki. When they reached the village, Shiranui was no longer moving. The village elder gently stroked the wolf's head. In response, Shiranui let out a hoarse and pitiful bark, then closed its eyes and drifted off as if into slumber. Peace had at last returned to Kamiki village. In honor of Shiranui's heroic exploits, the villagers erected a shrine and placed a statue of the wolf within it. Nagi's sword was christened Tsukuyomi and placed inside the moon cave. The villagers all looked forward to an age of endless peace. So Tsukuyomi is the god of the moon in Japanese, in Shinto, I guess. However, this is not the end of the story. There is more to this tale than most people know. 100 years had passed since Nagi and Shiranui's heroic exploits. It happened so quickly that no one in the village even took notice. Yeah, Cookie, I am intimately familiar with the Shinto gods for no reason that specifically Charles and some select friends would be aware of.
Is this a legendary sword? Is this Tsukuyomi, the sword that banished the dread of the Orochi? No, it couldn't be. It's just a legend, nothing but a fairy tale.
Oh, fuck! At least take the sword, you idiot!
Oh, he who seeks power, he who has broken my bonds. Speak the words, I wish darkness unto the world. Utter that prayer unto me, and unleash my power.
Just imagining this guy like fucking Courage, the cowardly dog. He's hauling ass! Running his ass raw! By the way, like, this game's aesthetic is, like, just the fucking best. A horrible tragedy suddenly swept over the land. However, there was one village that seemed to escape the terrible curse. The tiny settlement of Kamiki Village enjoyed the protection of a sacred tree. It is here that the real story begins. Like, I think it goes without saying that the aesthetic of Okami is good. So much so that it hardly bears mentioning. But you have to mention it, right? How troublesome! This is just like the ancient prophecy of doom. What has transpired to bring about such calamity? We must act quickly. There is no time to lose. My power has diminished over the years I've spent protecting this area. I don't have much time left in this world. Amaterasu, now is the time. We have never needed your power more. Shine your divine light upon this broken and polluted world. Let your heavenly rays become our hope as you guide us all. Amaterasu, goddess of the sun, also a child of Izanami and Izanagi. Ah, such divine white light, such beauty and grace. The only one capable of such a wondrous spectacle is none other than our mother and the origin of all that is, Amaterasu. How delightful to see that the savior whose brave sacrifice sealed away the evil demon so many years ago has not changed one bit. Seeing you emerge after so many years spent as a statue brings happiness to my heart. I'm eepy. I'm gonna go sleep, okay? Amaterasu, gaze above you and take in the condition of the sky. Since your untimely departure from our midst, the world has succumbed to devious and vicious beasts. Oh, I'm very dry. I love devious and vicious beasts. They have ravaged our fine and bountiful country of Nippon. And never have the circumstances been worse than they are at this very moment. Please use your powers to banish the darkness and punish those who would do us harm. Eh? What is this? Has something stolen its way into my robe? Hey, lady, there's a thing in your titties. I love her peach titties. That's such a cute design. Like, it's so good. Whew, what on earth? You again. Ow, 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 are you nuts? Boy, for a little thing, you sure make a big fuss. I was just trying to make the conversation a bit more interesting, that's all. Were you napping in my clothes again, Bug? Bug, I told you 1,000 times not to call me that. I'm a wandering artist. The name's Isun. I'll show you just how great I am, and it won't be long till you're bowing before my great brush. Huh? Oh, hell yeah. That's the good right there. Well, what do you think? Even cuter than the real thing, no? What's with you, furball? You look kind of down in the dumps. Actually, you look kind of familiar. Got it! You look just like that statue of Shiranui. Eat you. Whoa, what do you think you're doing? Are you crazy? A handsome guy like me should never be covered in wolf slobber. You'll regret messing with the great Isun. Don't make me use my prized sword, Denkomaru, against you. She has a peach hole on her butt? Whoa, what's that growling sound? And why is it so dark anyway? Oh, great god Amaterasu. I've used all the power I have to protect Kamiki Village. The village lives on. Their spirits lie encased in my fruit. Cut it free, and the village will be reborn. I trust in you. I know that you will lead us down the right path. Only your awesome power can restore life to the world. The trees returned to normal, huh? That Sakia girl sure said some weird stuff. The villagers' spirits are being kept inside the fruit? That's the fruit. The girl said that if you cut it down, the village will be restored. But it's awfully high up there. If you don't use some kind of special power, there's no way you're gonna reach it. This darkness is really getting to me, too. A lot can happen while you're taking a nap. Huh. Let's go in the tree. Where are we? It got awfully quiet all of a sudden. I don't remember any place like this in the village. Well, we better keep our eyes peeled. You can use the right stick to look around. L1 changes your point of view. Why, you really look so helpless. You sure you're gonna be okay? Yeah, I'll be fine. Find the most important button. Can I make... Are there options? Different button? Nope. Nope. Huh. I just want to see if I can make the text speed a little bit faster, but I guess not. Cookie, I don't have it. Oh, the other side of the touchpad. Hold on. That's an origin mirror. They say once a reflection appears on its surface, your memories will be stored in the mirror for all eternity. Well, to put it shortly, you can save your progress here. Now, let me give you a little advice. You should save a number of game files. Oh my god, is this where it started? That way, you can always go back if you get stuck or something. Gotta be prepared, especially while you're still learning the ropes. I think that's where it started for me. Oh, what? There's loading screen minigames? Hey, I've played this for a bit. Don't worry about that. back when I tried to stream it, like, hold on. Like, a couple of years ago? Yeah? Is that right? What? No, that's not right. Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah, I remember that, Sir Boyle. Look at all those pots just waiting to be... Yeah, I know. You're gonna be getting a lot of tutorial texts for this first little bit. Whoa, hold on there, Furball. Get a load of that. That chest looks mighty tempting. Let's go check it out. Getting up that high ought to be a piece of cake. Press X to jump. Then press X again to do a wall jump. But make sure you press it firmly so you jump really high. Oh, that was probably more of a thing for the PS2 as well. Because the PS2 had incremental button inputs, right? So, like, if you press the button lightly, it would have a different level of input than if you just pushed it all the way. Which is why some PS2 games don't emulate well, because modern controllers don't do that. I remember that being a thing in Evergrace. Where, like, yeah, DualShock 4. Yeah, DualShock 4 doesn't have pressure-sensitive face buttons. So... you know, if you're using a DualShock 4 to play modern, or to play, like, PS2 games on a PC, you can't fully emulate all the stuff. Yeah, they wouldn't really use that often. It was very rare. Like, Evergrace used it. I know, fuck, something else recently, I played recently used it. Was it fucking... I know From Software liked using it. But From Software liked using all the weird stuff that they could. I knew you could do it. They said good luck is found in high places, so keep your eyes peeled. We don't want to miss any treasure. Make sure you look up, stupid. Holy bone. Oh, no. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go freak mode. Is it a... Okay, but here's something I've noticed. Is the standard for what is and isn't inverted different depending on where a game is made? So I feel like I don't usually like inverted controls, but sometimes a camera control doesn't feel right. Like it's automatically on inverted, and the inverted camera option in the game is what I'm used to or consider normal. Is that a thing? Let's hit the bridges out. This shouldn't be so hard. Amaterasu, was it? That's kind of long. Mind if I call you Ami? Listen, Ami, ever heard of the spirits of the brush? Good brushwork has its own soul, at least that's what they say. Just watch, it'll take all day to explain. A picture's with 1,000 words, right? You're right, Cookie. Inverted controls do feel right to me when I play a flight game. Nice, huh? That's a little technique I've mastered called rejuvenation. It's one of many brush techniques that use divine power. It's a brush god power that can restore broken and missing things. I've practiced really hard just to master this one technique. But there are 13. Each one has the power of one of the 13 brush gods. Originally, all 13 were a single powerful deity. When the deity died, its power was split into 13 separate gods. The gods now dwell within objects all around us, but god or no god, how could anyone have the power to master all 13? You'd have to be the protagonist of the story or something like that. You couldn't be that. The river of the heavens? They mean the fabled Stardust River? But I sure don't see anything like that around here. It couldn't be that little puddle over there, could it? Wow, look at that, look at the stars twinkle. I haven't seen such a beautiful nighttime sky in ages. Hey, look, are those stars forming a pattern, or is it just me? Jargon. There's one missing. Guess I'll just have to draw the missing star. Looks like I'm just not ready to draw missing stars. Press R1 to hold the brush and then square to draw. I sure spent a heck of a lot of time practicing that. Dagron.
Wife, it isn't Mother Amaterasu. I apologize for not contacting you sooner during these long years. Having never forgotten you, I, Yomigami, god of restoration, have eagerly awaited this day when we could again meet. While you were away, the 13 spirits of the brush that you once possessed, including myself, have been scattered across this land of men, and now lie in disarray. I became a constellation and managed to survive until now. The time has come for you to seek out and reunite all the techniques. Your power is what is needed to restore the dried riverbed of the heavens and renew the flow of stardust.
I do really like how this one's coming out of a scroll. Also, let's look something up, because this will be interesting. I don't think Yomigami is an actual god. Nope. Though it kind of feels like he would share a source point with Shenron from Dragon Ball. Let's see. Okay. Dragons throughout Eastern Asia, and without exception in Japan, are revered as great and honored beasts of divinity. One characteristic they depict is carrying an orb-shaped jewel or pearl in one or more of their claws, while also representing prosperity, luck, and wealth. The orbs are said to be blessed with the abilities of omnipotence and creation at will, and powers over the phenomena of weather and the seas. Wow, that was Yomigami, the god of rejuvenation! Wait, so you have the power of rejuvenation now? Can you really use it to restore the river of the heavens? I would mean you were as good with a brush as yours truly. It couldn't be true. Who else could master this incredible god technique? Oh, yeah. They would also, yeah. It would be the Chinese Zodiac, wouldn't it? There's 13, though. Chinese Zodiac is 12. Yeah, I don't need to voice that one. Hey, sorry, bro, do you want to try that again? Keeping that one? All right, right. I forgot. Sorry, you've never misspelled anything in your life. I forgot. Oh, a river of stardust. This really must be the river of the heavens. But what I really want to know is who the heck drew the darn thing. Well, I just want to, for the sake of my brain. Oh wow, I just made it more uneven. I don't, Cookie, actually. Look what you found, Furball! The actual pouch here is amazing! I can swallow up lots of food! Then when it's full, it can revive its owner if he or she dies. Or they. Damn. Who wrote this script? Let's start feeding it with whatever food we can find around here. So, Zarboil, it's like if we see somebody shoplifting food at a CVS. This is not necessary. Damn, I can't believe Easton is NB-phobic. What a dick. Wait, what? How is that a minigame? Oh, they give you enough time to play the minigame. Oh, yeah, so I told this story on stream on Saturday. But, you know, that was a sort of short stream. I don't think many people were there. So, my history with Okami. So I've played this game a lot. I've at least seen the first ending. Because way back in the day, way back when this actually came out, I think like, what, 2006? I got it on... wait, hold on. It wasn't... because it wasn't originally a PS2 game, was it? This was originally a GameCube game, right? Or was it originally a PS2 game? Wasn't this part of the fucking... Capcom 5? PS2 and then came out on Wii. This was originally in the Capcom 5 though, right? It was RE4, Beautiful Joe. I want to say Killer 7. Okami. And Dead Phoenix? Oh, no, not... wait. No, wait, hold on. PN03, Beautiful Joe, Dead Phoenix, Resident Evil 4, and Killer 7. Okami was not in the Capcom 5. Anyway, yeah, so I've played this game all the way up to, the first ending. And back in the day when I was 13. I was probably like freshly 13. Maybe around 14. I probably got this. I probably played this like a year after it came out. I probably rented it at Blockbuster. I played this game for so long in one sitting, in one go, that I overheated my PS2. I had become so obsessed with this game that I didn't turn it off. If I went to sleep, I left Okami on, so I could just keep the ambience going while I slept. Like, Okami destroyed my PlayStation 2, basically. And I'm blaming the game, so I don't blame myself for being an idiot kid who doesn't understand that you shouldn't leave technology on for long periods of time like that. Especially not one that really pushes the PS2 like Okami did. But yeah, so I've never finished Okami, because my PlayStation 2 died. So I couldn't keep playing it. And I think when Okami HD came out, like this specific version of it, I think I was already a streamer at that point, and I was like, well, I'm gonna stream this at some point. Obviously, I'm not gonna play it by myself. Like, this would be a perfect stream game. And then I tried it. I think we did 2 streams of it, and like, I think I bounced off for whatever reason, but I think in the era where I'm playing like weird freak shit. Wow, it's so weird to think how much I've grown in my taste of games and my like willingness to give games the benefit of the doubt, even in the period of time where I've been a streamer. That's really interesting. Huh. Alright, let's continue. Is this the legendary shrine? We must be in the Cave of Nagi. Legendary hero Nagi is enshrined here. He vanquished evil 100 years ago with the help of the White Wolf Shiranui. First the river, then the heavens, and now this place? Where the heck are we, Furball? Boy, this place is a wreck. See, that sword's in really bad shape. The god sure didn't do much to protect this place. That really was your brushwork all this time. How'd you get so good? Exactly who are you anyway? Hey, that does another constellation. This one looks like, oh. It's a little guy. It's a rat? It's a rat. Well, 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 if it isn't Mother Amaterasu. It's been a long time, but with all these monsters around, the only place I could hide was in this shrine dedicated to ancient heroes. If there is anything I can do to assist you in your endeavors, I'm at your service. Make good use of this sword, as it was designed to conquer evil. Now I have your power. Hey, that was the god Tachigami, master of the power slash technique. Wait a minute. If you were getting all these powers, then you're just like that Shiranui. You know, the wolf who fought and died alongside the great Nagi. When Shiranui died, the wolf's powers went into the 13 brush gods. This is crazy. Shiranui and Nagi, it's just like the legend. Well, anyway, I've never seen this power slash technique myself. How about showing your stuff off on that boulder over there? Let me see you slice it in half by drawing a single line. I won't believe it till I see it. Wow! I don't think you had it in you, Furball. I'm not even in the same league as you. Guess I really overestimated myself. Hey, Furball. Amaterasu. I've made up my mind. If you're Shiranui Reborn, then that means you can master all 13 techniques, right? In that case, I think I'll tag along until I'm as good as you. Lucky you! It's no use trying to change my mind. There's no stopping me once I've made a decision. But enough about me. Now that you've mastered the power slash, you can cut down that thing Saki was talking about. Let's go back and give it a shot. So, I've always had this feeling about this game, so don't take this as me being like, oh, getting a lot of Boss Baby vibes from this. But something about this game has always given me weird One Piece vibes, and I feel that even more strongly now that I've actually read it. What the? Where'd they come from? Oh, whatever. Draw first, ask questions later, right? You know that divine instrument you have on your back? Well, press the square button to use its power against them. Okami, once you've caught them off guard, turn them black and white. They're easy prey for your brush, no matter how nasty they are. Grab your brush and give them a power slash. Get rocked, losers. Like, something about Isun as a character just screams One Piece to me. Like, it just seems like Usopp? Vibes-wise? Oh my god, and Usopp's an artist, too! Is it out there? Nope. X. It's X, Cookie. No, square is how you draw. X is how you do fast. That's fatter line. That's a fast thin line? Oh wait. Oh wait, triangle is how you do a fat line. No, see, square and circle don't actually do anything on their own. It's you press square and then you press X and then you press square. Which is weird, because triangle does this on its own. And we're fine. Always gotta save whenever you see one. What's the... Oh, okay, these aren't mini games. That's not a mini game. Hold on, we're turning those off. Hold on. I want to see what 4x3 looks like here. Well... You're not really committing to it, are you? If it just squished everything and everything was in 4x3, I would actually probably play it like that, because I think that would be cute. Filter? God, the music in this game is so good, too. This game in general is just like a masterclass in, like, games as art. Wow, the village has been restored. Nakia came through big time. She really was protecting the village. But I sure wish I could have spent some more time in her kimono. If you know what I mean. I do know what you mean. You said exactly what you meant. But seriously, with monsters running around and all, the village could still be in danger. Let's go see how they're all doing down there. What in the world? I don't remember there being a statue here. Well, whatever. Let's go talk to the villagers. Hey, dude. He's not the brightest, is he? Yeah, things are a bit green. Weird. Hey, there's a statue here, too. It's like the villagers have turned to stone or something. Not again. That's not one of those smaller monsters that are lurking about. A world like that's gotta belong to something much bigger. Let's hurry up and find somebody with a pulse around here. Oh good, this one's not moving. Everyone here is perfectly fine just a few hours ago. There's definitely something strange going on around here. The village is back, but what's up with this dark sky? Maybe it's dark outside the village too? Let's find some high ground so we can take a look. There's definitely something wrong going on. Yeah, no shit, dude. Oh, it's just like a... yeah. Thanks, man. I'm going. This is bad. The sun's not even shining. It's as black as night as far as the eye can see. Not a single villager can move a muscle. Is it some kind of curse? Did a monster do this? It's gonna stay like this forever, is it? It's not gonna stay like this forever, is it? If only the sun were out to light our way. If you could draw a circle in the sky, we'd have ourselves a sun. But I guess that'd be impossible even for a god like you. Maybe we better seek out another brush god for help. Of course, if we had that kind of power from the start, that'd be a different story. Buddy, do you know who I am? I'm fucking Amaterasu, idiot! Ooh, what the? Come to think of it, your name is Amaterasu. That's the name of the sun god. So it'd follow that you had the sunrise technique from the start. With it, you could even turn night into day. Wow, you're no run-of-the-mill god, that's for sure. The flowing brush is like music from the heavens. That's a line from one of my grandfather's poems. He felt a skilled artist was like a musician of shape and color. Since you're such a great artist yourself, why don't we name your brushwork after that poem of his? It's called Celestial Brush. After all, your brush did bring out the sun. Well, let's go back to the village. We gotta see if the villagers are back to normal now. Who are you? Eh? A white wolf! Not the one who fought that terrible creature with Nagi! You couldn't possibly be the legendary Shiranui! No, it can't be. That story is 100 years old. Still, you look a lot like that statue of Shiranui. On the other hand, you don't look quite as smart. Hey. Whoa! No need to growl like that. Can you really understand what I'm saying? Well, I'm not one to mince words. I just state the facts. I'm like that Ben Shapiro. What's the sudden chill down my spine? Here they come for a ball. Those are the monsters that have been plaguing these lands. They sneak into villages and cause all sorts of trouble. Step aside, Furball. This is a job for my trusty sword, Goblins arisen. That work? That do? Oh. Okay. I guess he was already cut. Hell yeah. Wow, you really get aggressive when you're mad, don't you? Hey, you got yourself some praise. And look, see how that dried up spring began flowing again? That's because ridding an area of monsters restores the god's power to that land. People call it divine intervention. The more you restore the land to its natural beauty, the more praise you'll get. It's the source of your power. Few people believe in gods these days, and that may weaken you. But if you try real hard, your true power just might shine through. But boy, there's sure been a lot of monsters around lately. And that Mr. Orange you tossed around up on the sacred deck. Looks like he thinks you're a regular wolf. Seems the gods have grown so weak people can't see them anymore. Anyway, I'll show you around the village. I have a feeling we're in for an epic adventure. This should be fun, Vermal. Why was it grumbling? I don't actually know. Why, you little devil, look at this sweet grub you found. Hey, wait, this is animal food. Still, we can save it to give to animals. Let's use it when we try to approach animals later. Something good might come out of this, using it the right way. I know gods aren't supposed to use creatures in this matter. But what the heck, let's make an exception this time. Oh, I almost forgot. There's something I wanted to tell you. Whenever you want to check the items you obtained, just press the button to open the fan menu. Yeah, okay. I gotcha. Ah. So wait, do I have the ability to do this right away? Nope. What is that? Why does it look like? Oh, that's the horse. Yay! Yeah! Yay! Woo! Yippee! Does this go on until I skip it? Yep. Oh, hey, man. Ah! Great Shiranui, oh no! He's doing great. I might have to stop talking soon. Oh. Oh. Wow, a white wolf! I thought the statue of Shiranui had disappeared. But you look just like it. It didn't just come to life, did it? Hey, sis, this dog's got something weird on its back. What? Stop being silly. That's how rumors start. Oh, kids can see the gods. The statue of Nagi was erected to protect the village. You see, it's located even deeper than Shiranui's statue. They must really revere him. But still, wasn't there an even bigger statue of him around here? Oh! Oh! That's cool. I like that. Hey, man. Ah, I feel it. I sense it. Foul beasts dwell in this place. Concentrate. Look hard. You see, right behind you now. Ah! He summoned them. Cabbage. Get rocked, loser. Ooh. All S ranks, baby!
Humans are not witness to such battles, but I saw it. The fighting went on for exactly 12 seconds. You fight well. I have chosen the path of Buddha, but in you I sense another power. And I see the path you have chosen is also a path of truth.
Hell yeah. Thanks, man. Later.